talking about Benito Mussolini, who was a fascist leader.
Yes.
You are talking about Adolf Hitler, who was a Nazi leader. At a point, there will be a convergence with Italy, supporting the Nazi effort. That is scary because you are talking about it relative to a democratic administration led by a human rights renowned lawyer. Should you be mentioning these things in the same breath? I find it scary almost that you're mentioning all of these things.
I think that you are getting me wrong. I think you are getting me wrong. I'm describing the situation that persisted before or which generated this type of leaders. And that is the situation I'm comparing with Nana Addo's administration. So if you are not able to change it and replace it with a better system, and we go a step further, it could be replaced by a fascist or a worse kind of dictator. And
you feel that is where we are heading into election 2024?
That is where we are heading into. So we have this window to pass through. If it gets closed, then we are doomed.
I see. Let's talk about, your party in terms of gearing up for the 2024 elections. And we'll talk about the EC, yes. But in Kranza South recently, there was a claim by some NPP members that your parliamentary candidate should behave, else, there could be some incidents in there. Then we've seen the limited voter registration exercise and the skirmishes that have characterized it in some instances where some of your party people have also been complicit. Arrests have been made, yes, then claims that this person was not even on the scene. But how are you from your end, especially as political party vigilantism must be swept aside, how are you cooperating as a party on that end to ensure peaceful elections?
You see, it is always very important for a credible media house like Joy to get your stories directly from the source so that you will not be influenced by what other people say. And that is why, because the issues we are talking about, the Nkranza issue, the what do you call it?
I'm just re-echoing the threat or the, what has been said from the MPP caucus.
That is the point. That is the point.
Or else.
That is the point. That's why I'm saying that if you had somebody there reporting to you what is happening there, what actually is happening there, you see those who are, shedding crocodile tears, and those who are facing the truth. So what's the truth in Kranza South is that, Basin is against electoral laws. You cannot hire a bus. Yes.
Busing is against electoral laws.
Sure, it's there. You cannot go and load people in a bus, drive them to a registration center or a voting center and say that these are my people, get them registered, get down and join the queue. It's against the laws.
But I thought, that is what the police.
That is what the police is not enforcing, and it is creating this problem. Or that is what they may be enforcing partially. That is creating these problems. You understand? So, if we stick by the law, everything else, our electoral laws are so, designed to create peace. The problem is that those who are to implement the laws or those who are to enforce the laws are not doing the right things. And that is why you have this chaos. For instance, in Kranza North, where you think MPP, you say you heard MPP complaining. You go and
south rather.
In Kranza South, right. You are busing people straight from Ashanti region who are non-Nkranza indigens to go and register.
And you have proof of that?
Yes, there's proof of that. And the people, citizens there, it's not as if NDC has gone there to organize people. Citizens of that community are saying that these are people who are not from our area, and we cannot sit here for other people to come and decide our fate. They cannot choose an MP for us. They cannot choose assembly members for us.
contestations is to actually contest. The EC will take it up. You contest this person. The EC will take it up, and you take it from there. Why should it generate?
It's not as if NDC has mobilized people. The citizens, having gone through that process in the past, they have lost confidence in the way we operate our electoral laws, and so they said, look, there has been several cases where this simple procedure of challenging.
Right.
You challenge somebody, you invite the person to appear before the review committee to come and defend himself or herself. If he succeeds, he's given his voter ID card. If he fails, then the ID card is held, and the Electoral Commission is advised to expunge his or her name from the register. There have been several situations where Electoral Commission, in collusion with MPP, has ensured that the names never get expunged, and in spite of whatever the verdict of the review committee has been, the people who have been charged have eventually gotten access to the voter card, and they emerge at the voting day to come and vote.
This is hold for me right there, because it's a serious claim.
We have evidence. We have evidence
from which
about
registration cycle?
Several. No, 2020, and that is why the reaction, people are reacting the way they are reacting. We have that evidence there, and we've raised it. And so you never will see it until the voting day, the register comes, and those people who were successfully challenged and are supposed to be expunged are still in there. And once they have their card, they are allowed to vote.
The EC's register will be exhibited. You, the political parties, you will have access to that register to cross-check some of these things. These individuals, you know them by name. You will be able to fact-check in Kranza South. These people were meant to be expunged per what the conclusions were when the committee sat. Their names are here. You would have access to that, wouldn't you?
I'm talking about the final register that comes to the polling station on the voting day. There are instances of differences, significant differences between the final copy of the register released to political parties and the one that finds itself at certain polling stations on voting day.
You're telling me?
I'm telling you for a fact. I can tell you, Sunyani West. It happened, at least I remember one polling station where the number of registered people on the total number was around 69.
Right.
In the end, the register that was produced on the voting day contained close to 700 names.
From 69 to close to 700.
I'm telling you, yes. We raised it. Electoral Commission has not been able to respond to it. You see, so if so apart from names that are supposed to be deleted, which never gets deleted, there are also cases where transfers are made on the blind side of the political parties, at least NDC.
That is
where you
find vote transfers.
Vote transfers, because there is a transfer procedure. That's why I'm saying that if we abide by the laws, there should be no conflict in our elections at all. But the problem comes where Electoral Commission officials collude not to abide by the laws. And then somebody who feels cheated wants to take the law into his own hands. And it generates conflict. So there are cases where if you are getting to, there is a transfer window so that Electoral Commission will announce that whoever wants to transfer their vote from A to B, this is the window, these two weeks, come and transfer. Every political party would have a list of people who have been transferred from each station to another station. Then you get to election day. The list that you have that has been transferred from A to another place. You go there and there's a bulk transfer of votes from one constituency to another constituency, which did not pass through any properly regulated transfer system at all. But they just come and they are added. And then the voting takes place. And then the results are generated. Some of this was detected in Hohoi in 2020. And that was what led to the upset that we had there. So these are genuine things.
So the loss of the Hohoi constituency to the railways minister was on the back of
some transfers that did not pass through the system.
Basically, on the back of some rigging. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
the system was rigged.
Yes, it did not. The transfers did not pass through any proper transfer window regulated for everybody to know the names that have been added, and we have all the figures there. You understand? So that is why we always insist that in appointing electoral officials, make sure that at least the people you appoint do not openly belong to any political party.